Hello and welcome. I'm Jessie Snyder, and this is Sunny Days Events and Rentals, Juneau's premier wedding and event specialist. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified every time I post a video. On this channel, I'll be talking about what aspects of your wedding you can DIY and which are best left to the pros. Today, I wanted to talk about table numbers. A lot of brides and grooms are opting out of assigned seating, and that is great for brides and grooms whose guests know everybody. However, sometimes there'll be a party of 5 people and a table with 1 open spot. Unless you assign groups to each table to fully fill up each table, that 1 open spot at that table will be a seat that you have to decorate and plan for, but doesn't actually get used. And if you want to not have assigned seating, you will need to include extra tables that you will need to rent and then decorate in order to make sure that everybody can have a spot at your wedding. A lot of brides and grooms are opting away from assigning individual tables and individual chairs at that tables, because that is quite a headache. The only time where that is useful, in my opinion, as a professional wedding planner, is when you are having assigned buffets for your caterer. If your caterer needs to know at which table and at which chair, was there a chicken, was there a gluten-free, was there a meat, was there a vegetarian? If your caterer needs to know what those specific entrees for your guests are, then yes, you will need to assign seating. However, if you are having a buffet, there is no need to assign individual seating. There is a mid-ground in between assigning everybody's seats and having a free-for-all where you have to rent extra tables. Those are assigning groups to specific tables. And if that's the case, then you will need table numbers. When a guest arrives at a wedding, there'll be some sort of display, whether it's a big poster or a table arrangement with escort cards. There will be something that each guest can look at to reference when they're trying to find their seat. There are so many different options on how you would like to indicate which table is which table. You can number them. You can label them your favorite destinations. You can label them your favorite flowers, your favorite books, your favorite music. You can label the tables whatever you want, as long as your guests can quickly and easily identify which table is assigned which name. And so you'll need some sort of table numbering. Today I want to talk about one method for creating table numbers for your event. I love this gold foiled tinted table number. Very simple, very clean, very classic. And because the foiling did not work 100% of the way, it's got that wonderful anthropology look that is very expensive. And it was a happy little accident. We did it on the cheap. So let's see how we do this. These have been DIY printed on a laser printer and gold foiled. And once you have everything designed, all the tables that you have, 2 on a page. If you have a laser printer, you can print them out on your printer at home. Or if you don't, then you'll have to go to a office supply shop that offers printing, and you will have to ask them to print on a laser printer for you. Some of the DIY foiling kits that are less expensive don't work as well as the ones that the professional foilers use. And I found that out with this. You can see there's a little bit of black still left that is cut unshown, but I kind of like that effect for this wedding. I like the anthropology feel where it's looks old, but it's not really. So it's a little more distressed. That is absolutely fine for this event. However, if you want it 100% solid, you'll have to do a lot of testing on which laser printer you want to use, which heat source you want to use, and which foil you want to use. And it might be a little more time consuming than you originally thought. But after you do your research, you can still DIY this project. I'll include the items that I used and how I got the results I got in the links below. One of the other things you have to do when you're foiling, and if you're creating table tents, is you have to use a thick paper, a thick cardstock. This is a simple cardstock that I had in my drawer. It has a little bit of texture, which also caused some of the problems with the adhesion. I wanted to show you another source of paper that will be good for this project. Ta-da! A simple pack of cardstock from Joann's or Michael's or whatever. This set is a wedding set. This set is a wedding set, and I thought it would be lovely to have the pre-printed design on the back of the card and have the foiling on top of it. So let's find a cardstock that we want to use for our project. This one is very lovely and very smooth, but we would have these rings, and these rings might cause a problem because we won't be able to use that space. The ones that I just got rid of are too thin and won't be very effective. Now I do like this one with this decal, with this little lace description. If you have lace in your wedding dress, this might be a perfect option for you. Oh, now I absolutely love this one with the little ranunculuses in here. These are very gorgeous, and this paper would be wonderful, especially if you had ranunculuses in your bouquets or in your centerpieces. So let's just... Now my printer can only accept pages that are 8.5 inches wide. So we're going to have to trim this down in order to fit it. On the back, I'm simply going to mark 8.5. Doink. A couple of places. Doink. And then when I'm using a ruler, I like to put my pencil down and then on one of the spots that I know is right, and then line up the ruler to the other spot. I just feel I have a little bit more control. And then if you had a large guillotine or a larger rotary cutter, go ahead and use that, but I don't. So, and many of you probably won't as well. So go ahead and just cut it with scissors. First, you're going to need to open a new document, a blank new document. Once that's opened, Find your way over to the Layout tab on the ribbon. Click the orientation to change it from portrait to landscape. Then click the columns button on the ribbon and change it from 1 to 2 columns. Then navigate your way back to the Home tab on the ribbon. Find the font that you would like. Choose the size that you would like. And if you would like your table numbers centered, click that option as well. And go ahead and start typing your table names. Once you have typed all your table names, it is time for you to print. From the File menu, select the Print option. The only thing we need to do at this point is to change the printer properties to our paper type. We are using heavy cardstock because it allows for the best table tents. At this point, go ahead and select OK. Just put your paper in the feeder. And then hit Print. And you're good to go. After you have printed out your table numbers, now you get to do the fun part of applying the foil. I have this deco foil by iCraft, and it includes 20 pieces of gold foil that you can use with an iron or a laminator. I have this swing line laminator that I purchased at Office Max or on Amazon, and it has a release button if your feeders get jammed. It also has an on-off button here, and then it has a hot-cold button. You want to make sure it's on the hot setting, and you want to make sure it's on. I've been letting this set and warm up for about 20 minutes, so it should be about ready to go. So we can just apply our foils and then we'll be good to go, and we'll trim them down later. First thing you need to do is cut out foils from your sheet that is the size to cover the black ink that you have printed. Then you're going to turn them over with your gold side up. Then I have some washi tape. You're just going to washi tape them down. Washi tape is great because it removes off of paper very easily. Then depending on your laminator, the type of foil you use, the type of paper you use, you may have to run it through your laminator multiple times. If you include any areas on your table numbers that you do not want foiled, you will need to get some sort of carrying paper. And I made one out of tissue paper and printer paper and just washi tape again. Just made it so that the heat from the laminator will make the ink, the black ink that you are not foiling, transfer onto whatever surface it is touching. And if it transfers onto the rollers of your laminator, then the next few items that you run through your laminator are going to have that shadow, that ghost printing onto it, and you will have ruined those cards. So if you have anything that has that black laser ink toner that is not covered, make sure that you cover that before putting it in your laminator. And I am just going to slide it through, and it feeds automatically through my laminator. I'm going to run it through the laminator 2 times on the top, then 2 times on the bottom, and then I'm going to shake out the cards before removing the foiling. So let's go to hyperspeed while we watch this heat through. So now, once the table numbers have come out of the laminator, give them a good shake like they're polarized to cool it off. You want the toner to go ahead and set like glue so that the gold foil sticks to the toner. Then you're just going to very carefully lift up your foil and remove the washi tapes as you're going. Very first world problem, but I broke my nail the other day and I didn't feel like putting an extension on. And now I don't have nails to rip up the washi tape. But it'll come. I love that reveal when you can see if it worked or not. Now, these have been run through my laminator 2 times on top, 2 times on bottom, and I have a HB Color Jet Pro M277 laser printer. And you can still see that there are definitely some spots that have not been foiled 100%, but like I said earlier, I really do like the anthropology look, and so this will work for me. Make sure before you commit to doing it yourself that you do a couple of small batch runs to make sure if it's going to work and that you like the way that it turns out, because if you do all of this work and you don't like the anthropology look and it doesn't come out exactly the way you expected it to, you probably will be disappointed and very frustrated, and a lot of time will be lost. And then I would have absolutely no problem if Bridezilla comes out because you did all that work. So now all you have to do really is to cut your table numbers down to the size. And fold them. Be careful that you don't fold straight across, because it will fold on the foil. So you'll have another cut that you'll have to do before you're finished. You fold them right about there. You check, yep, my table number will be visible. All the work that I did will be visible. And so then you can fold it and then get your straight cutter. And cut off the excess. And you have these beautiful table numbers. And there you have it. 2 beautiful table numbers, wonderfully foiled with a lovely ranunculus backdrop. As usual, I'm going to include the items that I used in the description box below. If you'd like me to DIY your anthropology inspired table numbers, the information to contact me will be listed in the description box below. I also will include a link to any of the products that you have seen be created on this channel. And I hope you have a sunny day.